Let's get started here, guys. And thanks for everyone for joining us for another Storage Meetup. Do this every Friday. For some of the new faces, this is the what you see is what you get. We're a very kind of free-flowing conversation. Got a few things that we do kind of structure here and there. We do like a 10-minute show and tell. Gives an opportunity for some vendors, service providers to showcase what they're doing. I've been doing some breakout sessions as well. It gives everyone an opportunity to kind of have these, 5 to 8 people in a Zoom room to kind of be able to have more of an intimate chat on what's going on, and we can all come back and we finish wrapping up the storage meetup for the week. So appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to join us here, get some value out of it. You're welcome to put any questions, comments in chat, raise your hand, bring you up. That'd be great. But I always like to start off these sessions with our show and tell. So today we got Joseph from Bid 13. So you're on the clock, Joseph. Cool. Take it away.
Fantastic. Jim, first and foremost, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to showcase our platform. I truly appreciate it. I just wanted to make sure you guys can see my screen here.
Yep, you're good.
Amazing. So I see quite a few familiar faces here. Cody, Michael, yeah, some of our clients. So thank you so much. So Bid 13 is the only online auctions platform which is, I believe, it's absolutely free. There's no fees with us whatsoever. There's no contracts. There's no commitments. There's no fine prints. There's no obligation. As a matter of fact, we won't be even asking you for your payment or personal information. So if you guys are wondering how we get paid, it's the bidders who pays us a buyer's fee or buyer's premium. Just for calculation purposes, let's assume this particular unit sold for $1,000. Just round it up to an even number. You guys get the whole 1,000, no catch. The bidder would pay you directly at your facility by any method of payment you guys specify. We don't charge you. We charge the bidder. I repeat, we don't charge you. We charge the bidder 15%. So 15% of 1,000 is what? $150. So essentially, it's the bidder who's paying $1,150 for the unit, $1,000 to you direct, and $150 direct. And also, we are the only online auctions platform so far, which is a video-based platform. I'm hoping you guys can see my screen.
Yep.
Everybody else except us is a picture-based website. Now, if you ask me, Joe, what's the big deal? The answer is very simple. We simulate a live auction, which instills confidence in the bidder's mind that the integrity is not compromised, meaning what they see is what they get. And I promise you that does actually make a big difference in the bidding value. So the best practices, ideally, to start filming from cutting the locks, opening up the shutter. Most important thing is do not step into the unit. If there's any items of interest in the back, you just use the zoom feature in your smartphone to zoom in and out. And once you capture all the contents, just like this lady does, you close the shutter and then you put your overlocks first, and then you seal the unit with the tamper-proof tags we provide. Those tags are free. We provide you unlimited supply of tags. Hopefully, you do not have this many auctions. And once the bidder sees that the unit being sealed with the tag, that actually does make a big difference in the bidding value. So now we have an algorithm. We tried a few AIs to grab the best pictures and stills. You don't need to take pictures. All you do is point and click and take a video, and the algorithm automatically grabs the best pictures and stills. So if people are using cool platforms like a picture-based platform, they can still go to the carousel below and go ahead and zoom in and zoom out, right? Before I do the slideshow, I just want to show you the most popular FAQ questions on our platform. So the most popular, oh, by the way, to use a platform is just like Facebook. All you require is just a username, email address, and a phone number and a password. Of course, the most popular question on a platform is what does it cost? The answer is right here in writing. I hope this puts your mind at ease. Nothing. Bid 13 is a free service for storage facilities, no listing fees, no cancellation fees, no contracts. Even better, we won't ever ask you for any payment information. If it's free, how do you make your money? Another example here really quick. So let's say the unit sold for 500. You guys get the whole 500. We don't charge you. We charge the bidder 15%. So 15% of 500 is $75. So essentially, it's the bidder who's paying $575 for the unit. We integrate with pretty much everybody. Recently, Michael's there. Hi, Mike. We recently partnered with Cubby. It's an amazing experience with us. For most of the auctions platform, as far as I know, integration is just a buzzword. For us, it's deep and functional, especially with Cubby. Pulls in most of the information, preventing any kind of clerical errors while listing an auction for a unit. My personal favorite, before I jump into the actual demo, is how do I cancel an auction and what does it cost to cancel an auction? Canceling auctions with us is completely free. So let's say the tenant who defaulted decides to show up at the very last second, comes to an agreement with you and settle the dues. Unlike our competition, you can cancel the auction with us without worrying about any cancellation fee. The point I'm trying to make is we give you that breathing space and room to use the platform without feeling tied down to a contract or bogged down by any fees. Let's say do have a bad apple, like just a gentleman who earlier mentioned, Sean is giving the runaround, doesn't answer your phone calls, voicemails, emails, or texts. Guess what? You send them that video. I promise your phone's going to ring so quick, so fast. They take you more seriously when you actually send them the unit of auction, right? Coming back to cancellation fees, most of our competition has a cancellation fee anywhere ranging from $20 to $30. That's what we found. They also charge you a 10% on every unit sold. In my humble opinion, I think it kind of defeats the whole purpose of doing an auction. I believe the reason we own a chain of self-storage too, by the way. I was the operations manager for that before they switched me over to Bid 13. I strongly believe the only reason you do an auction is to bring down your uncollected revenue as low as possible, and also at the same time get the units cleared as fast as possible. I don't know how much time I have left. I don't know whether you guys want to see my PowerPoint or you want to actually see a quick user interface. So I'm just going to run through this really quick. Why Bid 13? Zero fees, no contracts.
I want to see the user interface.
Exactly. Oh, you want to see the user interface? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
user interface, please.
Okay, so this is the chain of self-storage we own. Just logged into our account here. I'll get to the best part of our user interface. We did study what's out there in the market. The main thing we focused on the user interface. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to uh, use a computer. All you need is a smartphone. You just log into your account. You can have any number of sub-users on the platform, and all they do is click create an auction, shoot that 45-second to 60-second video. Once again, we tied up with AI on different levels. Adrian's still working on it. We're still improving it to make it better. So all you do is enter the unit number, unit size, starting price. The master admin account holder is the only one who can see all the locations. Sub-users would only have access to their own locations. Keywords is pretty straightforward. Additional notes we have in case you're selling a motorcycle, car, RV, boat, or trailer. Most people use it to put the VIN number in states where they allow you to auction vehicles. Also, additional notes can be used to be more descriptive in case you're selling a high-ticket item like an antique piece of furniture or something vintage like a baby grand piano. Those tags are free. We also provide you free lawn signs too. Other than the tags, cleaning deposit on a case-by-case basis, you can set it higher or lower, depending on the size and the content of the unit. Pickup timeline is whatever default you set, but in case if you wish to override it, let's say it's a 10 by 40 packed to the brim, and if you feel the the bidder might have to do multiple trips, you can go ahead and give them an additional day. This is a non-linear unit. It's pretty straightforward. Let's say your regular clients keep leaving stuff behind, or you had a maintenance of the facility and you guys want to declutter, you can throw all of them into a demo unit and auction them off as a manager special. This is pretty unique to
2 minutes. Is getting
2
long.
minutes. I'll
Yep.
get to the best part. We have a feature called AutoBan. So in states where it's allowed to bid, it allows the tenants to bid on their own units, but in states it's not, it bans them. So for example, let's say you put John Doe there, it automatically bans the tenant from bidding on their own units. There's only two reasons a tenant would try to bid on their own unit. A, with the intent to stall the process. B, get the unit cheaper than what they owe you. The tenant thinks they're smart the moment you put the tenant's address in. Anyone who resides in the household, like the husband, the wife, the daughter, or the son, anyone trying to circumvent the process, they get banned too. They still think they're smarter than us. At this point, the cookies in the computer, we know who they are, we know their IP address. So even if they change the email, phone number, any devices connected to the IP or Wi-Fi automatically gets banned.
Nice.
And yeah, so I don't know how long. So you can see generate
1
yearly
minute.
reports. Yeah, thank you. You can generate yearly reports for all locations or individual locations to see the health and performance of your locations. You can download a monthly report. You can download it in a PDF or Excel. This is the master admin account setting. So you can have any number of sub-users under you, and those district managers can have facility managers or even boots on the ground. We have a 26-member support team. As Cody would say, we can train everybody in your organization all the way up to the boots on the ground, so they don't have to call you 10,000 times. And we also have a customer support who can be reached immediately. And the resolution time is 15 minutes. As soon as the ticket comes in, you can also chat with the team members. That's pretty much it.
That's perfect. Yeah, make sure all your contact information all looks like it is in
On the
chat.
chat window,
Yeah,
yeah, Brianna and Catherine, can you put my,
that's
yeah,
cool.
oh,
Well,
amazing.
you had me at the video with the AI photo capture thing. I love that.
Yeah,
I've been telling people
we,
that for years, going, photos are great, but you need that video on top of it, if anything else, for your own records. But
correct.
the fact that you use it on the platform is awesome.
We also tried to get the description of the contents too, but we disabled it because some of the clients had a situation where the bidder came and said they felt misled. So for example, it captured a washing machine. It actually went into detail to tell what model of the washing machine it was,
Oh,
but it didn't turn out to be that particular make and model, putting us kind of in as like a liability, right? So we disabled that feature. Right now it just grabs the best pictures and stills. Adrian's still working on it. It's a constant improvement. Uh,
cool.
we see what's there in the market. AI is a big thing, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I still need that when I'm doing descriptions because I'm so tainted. I look at them like junk, junk, junk. So maybe the AI
same.
could make it sound really good to sell.
I like it too. I told Adrian to have it enabled and instruct the DMs to go in and check in if the keywords are correct. But the biggest problem is we don't step into the unit, right? So they can't tell. So
It's interesting. That's great. You can unshare your screen there, but no, that
oh,
was.
sorry about
Thank
that.
you. No, you're good. Thank you very much, man.
How do I stop sharing my screen? Oh, sorry. We use Google Meet for most of our meetings. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah,
No, well, thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, all the
thank you.
information's in
Appreciate it.
there. That's
Yeah,
perfect. I might have to do a test run on a couple locations to
thank you. Yeah.
test it out, man. Thank you. So what else we got? And Jen, you're back from your travels. Want to say hi to everyone else that's been joining us here. So how's everything
I
going?
was only out 1 week, dude, and I tried to get you from
But
the
we all
airport,
missed
but
you.
yeah. I literally was in the airport trying to figure out where I could find a spot, but then Frank landed and we got in the Uber and got to where we were going, so it was crazy.
Yeah, sounds like a good experience. So doing that and
The ranch was fun. The ranch was a great time,
it's like a
dude.
little
I
mini
told you
mastermind.
earlier, anytime that you can network with people and have conversations, and like I said, I know you're not big on going to the shows, but I had SSA, ISS, Vegas. Then I did the Rock podcast with Harry. That's going to come out soon. Just talking storage is fun. Had a great time in Phoenix. The weather in Phoenix was gorgeous for the Arizona conference. It was like 65 degrees. It was actually people in Phoenix were cold because like it's chilly. Like, nah, this was, dude, when you're coming from 12 degrees, whatever, and it's 55, 60, it's nice.
That's perfect. I know when we started the storage meetup at the top of the hour, I kind of cut off the conversation. I want to make sure. Did you get your question answered about the death of the tenant? If again, for people that are coming on at the top of the hour, 30 minutes prior, we do like a pre-show hangout. So we just again, whatever goes, we just chat. But a question was brought up about death of a tenant and going
Yep.
through all that process. So were you
No, I
good?
appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for the meetup. It's really helpful to get that feedback from some experienced operators. Thank you.
Okay, so that helped. Okay, making
Yes.
sure. Perfect. Let's just jump right into this here, if you don't mind. I want to do let's go to the breakout rooms. We'll give everyone a chance to. Again, we got about almost 70 of us on here. No real agenda, but I just want to give everyone a chance to be able to get in the smaller groups. Just say, introduce yourself, obviously, kind of what you're doing in the industry, and that's got your attention, anything like that. Need any help, any connections, that kind of stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll chat some more as a group. Does that sound like a plan?
Works for me.
All right, let's go. Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, I mean, it goes back to Jim. We were talking about SpareFoot in the other room, but it goes back to if you get the lead from SpareFoot, you got to be on it within 15, 20 minutes. You got to be following up with them. Got to make sure you configure the right way. If your system integrates with them, that they can do the online rental through them, or you can send a rental completion link to get the rental done like that. Take advantage of it, because if you're not on that lead, we all know, Jim. What's the latest data that if you don't respond to lead in like 18 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever, I mean, that's
Nine
all
is what
it
they
takes. They're
said
gone.
It's
at the
yeah,
conference in Ohio. Yeah.
it's shorter than that. Yep.
Randy, what they say in Ohio?
They were saying 9 minutes. And when you were talking about SpareFoot or any lead aggregator or any way, we don't generate demand in storage. We fulfill it. And so if you have people who are going to a website and they're asking about storage, shame on you if you're not participating in grabbing that lead and that potential customer. That's
Mhm.
the easiest way I can put it.
And that
Couldn't agree
follow-up,
more, Andy.
that follow-up process is going to go down. The more that AI and automations are kicking in, it's going to be a lot quicker. So if you don't have those systems in place, yeah, next guy is going to have it, and they'll reply back in seconds. So
Like, I have a question. Like, I know I used SpareFoot when it was 1 month rent, and then they went to 2 months rent. So I thought they were kind of expensive. Is that a good long-term strategy? And do you also, because I don't use SpareFoot, I have Cubby and they don't integrate with it, so I can't really use it. But I use Google, Google marketing and all, that sort of thing. I can't imagine you'd want to use the both of those because I would think they would almost be competing with each other. I don't know.
Scott, I can tell you, I tracked my length of stay from SpareFoot through the software, and my length of stay was, if not as good as the rest, but sometimes better. But I can tell you that in 2025, when I was still tracking for my stores, my average cost for SpareFoot rental was like $152 a rental, which is better than a click. And I'm paying for a rental. I'm not paying for a click. I would rather focus my efforts, and Tyler's shaking his head there. I'd rather focus my efforts on rentals and clicks, because people can click all they want. If they're not going to turn in a rental, it's crazy. But certain markets, it works better than others. But across my platform, I had 35 stores across 12 states. And we had a 52% close on SpareFoot leads because we were on top of them as soon as they came in the door.
Right. I mean, I do like their model where it's pay for performance. So I like that. I think that's good.
Well, mine,
You got to look at your total acquisition cost, right? What's your Google? What's it cost you to get a Google rental? I guarantee you, it's probably $300.
Well, I have a fixed set for Google and the marketing company, so I know exactly how much I'm paying every month.
Yeah, but you're paying, but are you calculating that by your rentals?
Say that again?
Are you calculating that number by how many rentals you're getting?
I see what you're saying. I mean,
You got to be like Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank.
But I haven't divided it by the cost to see what the cost is. But I still think it's pretty good because, but
well,
I mean, I'm probably getting 6 to 8 rentals a month on average is kind of what I'm getting.
Right. But the question for Scott is, how many leads are Google clicks generating? And how many of those leads are converting for you from Google? So you're getting how many rentals, but how many can
you're on mute, man, or something?
I'm not.
Okay, I can hear you.
How many leads are you getting? How many leads are generating from your Google ads? And then how many of those leads are converting to rentals for you? So yeah, you might be paying $500 a month for your Google, but if they got you 3 inquiries in 1 rental, is it worth it? I mean, you know what you're spending, but you know what that's driving you back on the back end. And Eva, I saw Eva on here somewhere, from a market, or even Tyler for you at Surge Agency. Yeah, I mean, if you got a fixed rate, it's great. But if you don't know what that is generating you or how it's converting, is it really a good number?
Yeah, I mean, I get the reports once a month on all of that. But I'm kind of, we have a marketing company, and then they work directly with the Google ads.
So I'm going to use a client that I have that I just recently took over. He's on right now. I'm not going to use names, but I'm just going to say, like, he had a very high spending budget. And we decided to take it back so that we could test and scale and pull up, but it's starting to do it. That's part of the process, is making sure you're not overspending, making sure you're able to see where your leads are coming from, your conversions are coming from, and making sure you're getting like your return on investment. That's such a huge thing that I see as I get new clients. Sometimes we're spending in this huge or like this bigger amount. And for storage, I found that like $1,000 is usually pretty typical of a 3 to 5 mile radius for any facility. If it's in a higher populated area, higher demographic or anything like that. But I mean, I've done well with $600 and been able to generate some pretty good return on investment on that and pretty good lead generation.
Are you fighting REITs on that though?
Depending on which area I'm at, yeah, definitely. I have certain facilities. I know we've got Matt on here. He can attest for me. We got one where I'm, black and blue from public and extra. So it's definitely it's always it's every market is a little bit different, but I have definitely the extra spaces in public storage and all the other big REITs that are out there knocking at the doors of some of my facilities.
Eva comes out with her boxing gloves on, so.
I'm small, but I'm mighty. Okay. So.
Yeah, don't mess with her.
Yeah, the one thing SpareFoot, I don't mind the two bid, but it's the 50% close rate that is killer if you cannot close. So be aware of that when it comes into that if you don't integrate with them. If you integrate with them, if you have a storable product, it's great. But make sure you have your closing capability down. Then it will definitely make sense for you.
As I was kind of amazed me too, as I was bounced around in the rooms. Just like to eavesdrop for a few seconds just to see how things are going. And I caught Lindsay talking about kind of what we're talking about here. She's kind of like the lone man standing in her area as far as an independent operator. I wanted, if you don't mind, just bringing it up again real quick.
Yeah, so we are located in Lawrence, Kansas, home of KU, and we are the only locally owned storage facility left in our town. I used to work for the property that's right across the street from us now that was owned by a family and had owned it since it opened. And that was their reputation, being a mom and pop. And people really loved that it was locally owned, and they came to us for that. They knew that I was going to be the face that they talked to when they came in. Well, that family started to get older, and they sold that property, and it went to a big corporation. And then I came over here. We are a custom home builder normally, but we built a facility next door to us. And I think that really does set us apart, but it does make it difficult because we don't have the advertising dollars that they do. So we want to do everything that we can to set us apart from everyone else. We do a lot of outside marketing where we go and visit retirement homes and apartment communities. And we actually talk to the managers there, and we take them some information and a Starbucks gift card, and we let them know that we're here. We're the only ones left. We're the little guys, and we get a lot of partnership with them. They call us and ask us to give them some brochures to put in their move out packets. We ask other customers or other companies, like when my daughter started at KU this year, we had a moving company that helped us move everything in, and they're a small company, and I said, hey, I manage a storage facility, and people are always looking for movers to come and haul their stuff off or to bring their stuff in. Bring me some flyers. I am all about, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So we're just trying to set ourselves apart from the big companies, and we've got to start small and let people know what we're about.
Lindsay, do you have on your GVP page as one of your first pictures locally owned and operated on your GVP and on your website and a banner out front? Good, because that's something I've seen in some of the markets I've been going into where that's a driving force for that. But having that out there is going to do that well.
Yeah, we've actually got a whole page on our website that's got a picture of our owners, and they are very, very active in the community and charities. So obviously we want our reputation to be good, and that's a huge thing for us is to be the voice on the phone. People want to know that we're going to be the same people that they talk to.
Hey, Kel Levitt, you're on here, right? Kel, is your new referral program ready to roll for people? And can you target and really message that locally owned and operated in your referral and your review platform stuff? Kel, you still on here?
Yeah, I'm on here. So we're actually running testing on it right now on about 20 facilities. So we're rolling it out to the masses next week. But Exactly that. So what our system does is it helps you generate reviews, and then it also turns into a referral engine after we generate those reviews because we know who's happy, who's positive. And yeah, what our system can do in that situation is like we what we like to do is kind of play on that in the messaging and mention like, hey, we're a locally owned and operated company. Here's a link that you can then share with family and friends, and you can earn whatever incentive or bonus that they can do. We also play on the locally owned and operated for the review generation as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that answers your question, but we like to utilize that verbiage as well because it tends to drive more reviews, drive more referrals, and start more rentals, really.
Yeah, we're doing a deal right now with our rentals where we offer to waive the admin fee if they are willing to, do a real quick video of how their rental process went. And we've got folks that are making it a little bit fun. So we love that. And that was Jim's idea. Jim Ross, thank you very much for that idea. So we did implement that, and it is working for us.
Well, you
Yeah,
got
will
to
that
show
hurt
us
them
later.
by
You have to show us some of these videos later. I want to see.
Yeah, will
That's
that hurt them by waiving the fee to do the review? Will that will that hurt them?
Yeah, I mean that's technically against the policy to incentivize in any way. So that could be against the policy. It's kind of depends on how you incentivize that or how you interpret that. So I would say it's against the policy, but it's up for interpretation there.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's little. No one's gonna care. It's all,
Jim, I
it's all
see we have
good.
a hand raised.
Yeah, David. Saw you had your hand raised for a while. What's up?
Yes, I just want to quickly introduce myself. Doesn't sound like this topic is my topic is what's being discussed now, so I'll just make it short. First time here. I'm a commercial mortgage banker. We finance commercial properties nationwide, including self-storage. About $1.5 billion a year in fundings. We represent about 20 different life insurance companies for most of our business, but also do quite a bit of business with banks, credit unions, debt funds, CMBS, etc. I will put my information in the chat. And if anybody has a need and wants to talk about current financing options or the market, feel free to reach out to me. Be happy to talk to you, and nice to meet everybody.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks. But yeah, I love having those use cases, Lindsay, of that, because there's so many of us that can put ourselves in those shoes. Frankly.
Yeah, Lindsay, if you don't mind shooting me information in the chat, I'd love to talk with you and see how you're running that off-market ads.
And just curious, if you don't mind, I mean, how is occupancy right now for you?
We're at 87% at the moment.
So you're healthy. I mean, you're
What's
doing
your
revenue
lead
management
Well,
correctly.
keeping in mind that this is one of the largest influx of customers that we have during the year because students are leaving for the year or for the summer. So that's the only reason why I think that we're at that amount. We're usually about 85, 82, 85%. Our facility's brand new. We're only a couple of years old. So, but we really consider that stable. We're not concerned about the fact that we've got some extras. That just means that we're pricing appropriately. So, we'll get close to 100%, probably by July, just because folks will actually show up with their U-Haul and say, "I'll take whatever you have," because there's nothing left in town.
Never say 100% in this room. You'll get
near.
Okay.
Lindsay, what's your inquiry traffic like minus the students?
It's probably about 50-50 right now.
Okay.
We really are trying not to target students specifically because, they are only going to be short-term rentals. But good news about that is if we treat our customers or our students well, those folks, their parents, which are the ones that are actually renting the units, they come back year over year. I've got return customers that, they call me up and they're like, "Hey, I rented from you last year," and I'll recognize them. And, they really love the fact that it's the same people, the same service, and they know that their kids are going to be taken care of.
Cool.
So We're going to treat everybody the same, regardless of whether they're a student or a retiree or whatever their situation is.
Hey, Jim, I saw Caleb hopped on here for late to lean. Caleb, we were talking about you a little bit earlier, so you might want to drop your contact in the chat for us, because Anthony and I were talking about, and Jim and I were talking, and even Matt were talking about your product. So
Awesome.
anybody who's interested, make sure to drop your contact in there. That way they can reach out to you about your product.
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat. So if anybody needs it, they can reach out to me via email or phone. Thank you for shouting me out, by the way.
Totally unsolicited. That's how it works.
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
we were
no,
talking
exactly.
about people. We were talking about people passing away in auction units. So yeah.
Sounds like a normal Tuesday.
Dude, it's Friday.
Yeah, say death, late to lean. Hey, make the connection.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate it. It helps out tremendously for all the operators. I love it.
Any other people on here that have the same situation like Lindsay, locally owned and operated in a market that's heavily not? I mean, any of you guys doing things differently? Or I even throw it out to Tyler and Eva as our marketing gurus on here. And I know I saw Jess Johnson on here somewhere too. Just any tidbits for the locally owned and operated guys that are struggling with the REITs besides the Facebook groups and the local marketing and all that stuff? Anybody marketing stuff?
We already do work with Tyler, by the way. So he's very well aware of us. So it's great to have him.
Yeah, thanks for saying so, Lindsay. Okay, I'll take a quick stab at it. I think so. First of all, I woke up the other morning with a number of emails in my inbox regarding an article that Melanie from Go Local Interactive wrote for Inside Self Storage on geo, AI optimization. It was a really good article. And one of the things she talks in there about is how small facilities are a lot more nimble than the big REITs, and how that can be, a bit of an advantage. I see that as being very nimble in terms of the content that gets developed for a website. So increasingly, I see the PMSs, Cubby, Storage, all the rest are Storage Pug, another good example. Right out of the gate, they're helping to develop some pretty rich content for the websites for their clients. We're trying to take that to the next level. And Lindsay, we have so much cool stuff coming down the pipeline with very highly geo-targeted content that is, it just completely transcends from what would have been AI slop from most output to something very qualitative, really high quality in terms of how you're setting guardrails around that content to produce really good, accurate, true results. So I think really good content on websites is one of the ways that the local guys can compete. Another is just pay attention to the backlinks. So if you're a member of the state SSA, the local chamber of commerce, maybe you've sponsored a Little League team, make sure that you have links from those websites back to your website. And that's good from both an authority and also a geographic standpoint. So a few things you can do to compete against the big guys, which definitely drive up cost per click and make it very hard to acquire leads and customers at a reasonable rate.
Well, you're going to have to definitely show us some of again, when we do our marketing show and tell, which I'll get to that here in a minute too. I want to see the content stuff you're just talking about. That's coming
and Jim, it's so cool. Give me a few weeks to really flesh that out. Yeah.
I'll give you 3 months because that's when we're going to do it. So
Tyler, can I piggyback on you?
Please.
Okay. So on that, the one thing that I would just add to that checklist is making sure you have a good internal link structure for that content as well, which is just a huge thing for you to do to make sure that every single portion of your content is being read through, being given the credit it needs to be given. And the bots aren't ending at like a dead end where it's like a one pager with no other links into your website. So that's a huge thing that I've been actually working at with my clients to help with just what's already on their site currently. So they have content, they're rich with, blogs, but when I go through, their page depth is 5 and we've got 400 plus blogs for one of my clients. So I'm like, okay, we need to definitely work on that. So that was one of the biggest on takings that I've taken in a while, but that was one thing that I've taken. And then the other thing is just really building out your schema as well on the back end. I've been doing FAQ and review schema for websites for the individual pages that need it the most. So your most important pages, like your location page, should have an FAQ and a review schema that's put into it, so that way that, you know, general question, that AI question or whatever that's coming up, whether it be the AI overview or a chat, is pulling out your schema and understanding those questions and actually being able to pull into your reviews and to your FAQs as well. So that would be my stab at it.
Yeah, I would say everything Eva and I are talking about help position a website for both SEO, traditional search engine optimization, as well as what's coming down the pipeline in terms of geo and AIO, which are still a very small fraction of overall traffic, but it's growing and it converts at a higher rate. So I think both Eva and I have thought a lot about how to, if not future-proof websites, how to grow, you know, to not cannibalize in any way what's already been done for things like search, and to just make that site more visible in any way we can.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
good.
there's one thing I just thought about. Good.
Oh, I wanted to follow up a question on what he was saying, and also for Eva. So I've done all this research on my building. It's an old historical building. And so I have this wonderful information about how it was a bakery back in the 40s and all the people and stuff that was working here. I wanted to add that story as a page onto the website, as you know, as a blog. But if I'm adding more information like that, does that impact when somebody is coming to my site, how fast it uploads to them on either the mobile or the desktop? Does that have any bearing for that?
No, as long as you're not like uploading large images or like a heavy like scripted blog, which I don't think you would be doing. It's like what I mean by that is like adding a lot of HTML or CSS or anything like stylization or anything that might be in the back end that isn't visible to the naked eye would make it heavy for loading. But I don't think just adding blogs or content to your website would make it slower to load. Was that your question, or did I misunderstand?
That was the question.
Okay, perfect.
Because I thought if I was doing something of fun interest and putting it out there first, maybe like on Facebook with the photo, that would lead them to my website.
So there's two levels to content that you're doing on your website. There's something called like evergreen content, and there's educational content. So evergreen content is stuff that's like I think it's a little bit more outdated. It's like local, near me, things to do near me, 5 best places near me. This is some data about the building that I've lived in. It's a little bit more outdated, but people still do it. It's evergreen content where people can learn about things within the area or within your local area. It's how people used to try to penetrate like local markets. I think it's better or more beneficial, just to be honest, to talk about storage specifically, and have your content be more about the questions your current customers are asking, answering those questions, making sure that you're the forefront educational source in your local area, and bringing in local keywords for those blog posts.
Perfect. I want to be mindful of everyone's time. So hope you got some value out of this, guys. And we can go on marketing forever. In fact, we're going to do a marketing session. Trust me. We can go deep on this stuff. So I promise we'll be doing that here in the future. I want to take the last 2 minutes. I want to show something, have announcements. I kind of talked about it last week and I built it and it's ready to go. So let me show you here what's coming down. All right, everyone can see? Cool. Kind of pushing everything now to the storage marketplace. We got our meetups. It's going to be like a flywheel here. You got our weekly meetups that we're doing for the storage meetups here. Going to announce this and I'll show you. We're going to do these quarterly show and tells. We all have our show and tells, but these are going to be much more in depth, probably like 4 hours. The first one coming up on June 5th. Is going to be all about AI and automations. And that's going to lead to the storage marketplace. So let me show you here. This is I'll go to this one first. So this is the first event coming up June 5th. Getting vendors right now. The way it's going to kind of play out here is demos. Not just talking about AI and automations are awesome. We're going to see it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. See how the operators are actually using it in their operations. Get some good value out of it. Okay. So click there to register to attend. For you vendors out there, people that you might be using AI, you want to go to here. Apply to present. You'll see that. It's a quick little 15-minute down and dirty. We'll have a chat. I kind of walk you through kind of what we're looking for. It's going to be pre-recorded. There's no way I'm going to be able to get like 20 different vendors and corral those cats on a live show on the 5th. So it's going to be pre-recorded, and then I'll curate them. Then I'll be presented it live. And then we'll do Q&As and some breakout rooms and things like that on the 5th. But it's going to be fun. I've been putting a lot of thought into this. It's going to be a good time. Once you register, it's going to bring you to this page. I've been asked this for a year of doing this, so going to do it now. Going to charge for it. It's only $100 for the year. Or sorry, $99 for the year. But we're going to do this once a month, probably right after these meetups, and we're just going to continue. Because yeah, the 5th is great. But AI is moving so fast and quick. This is a good way to kind of keep up on it. We're going to keep showcasing things. We're just going to have fun. We're just going to keep playing with it. So you'll have that opportunity to be able to join that. I'm going to start this probably a week before the actual event in June, and then we're just going to do it once a month. After that, I already got like a whole lineup of guests and stuff that want to play and check this out with us. And then ultimately, it brings us to this. This is the marketplace for all the vendors and solutions that are out there. These are all examples. Building it out with real live vendors now on the platform that I've reached out to this week. For those of you on here, you can definitely go click here to get featured in the marketplace. Again, we'll have a 15-minute chat. I kind of walk you through this because there's a lot here. We're going to have these by use cases and AI and marketing and operations. And for example, once you get into it, it's going to be very robust for your profile. Not just a name and address and website and come check us out. Kind of in the theme of the show and tells. No, I want to see use cases and case studies and demos. It's going to be much more visible for your profile. So it's a work in progress. We're still building this out, but that's kind of the flywheel for everything. So yeah, storagemarketplace.com. Start clicking around, play with it. But yeah, meetups aren't going to go anywhere. They're just going to start housed here. Got the show and tell for, oh my gosh, be a month away. That's going to be a blast to get that going. And of course, the marketplace. I don't want to take any more time than that. I just want to get a few minutes to showcase that.
Hey, tell us what we're going to get if we pay $99 versus free. What's the difference?
It's gonna be, you'll see it on there, but definitely get the replays, and it's more of a AI community. It's doing this, but just for those that just want to get their hands dirty, play with it, and it'll just keep growing. Because AI is it's a snapshot where we're at right now, but it's growing leaps and bounds every single month. So it's selfishly, it's my own way of trying to keep up, frankly. So I'm doing that, but we're going to share it with the community and grow together. So it's work in progress. But I want to gotta do our selfie real quick before I forget. Then I will let you guys go. Camera's on. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Sweet. That works. All right. I appreciate you guys. I know everyone's got busy lives, but you took time out of your week to join us here every Friday. It means a lot. Hope you got some value out of it, made some connections, and we'll do it again next week. Everyone have a good weekend.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
John.
Happy
Take care.
Friday. Have a good weekend.